Hey guys, it is Joette with BalloonCoach.com, and tonight I am offering a free webinar to help us get into gear and get ready to go back to school. And I know that looks a lot different in many places, but I think it's really important for us to get it into our mindset that we're getting ready for back to school. So what I'd love is for those of you who join me live, let me know where you're joining me from, and then let me know if they currently have announced if your schools are going to go back live or virtual, and if you know the starting date. So what I'm wanting to know is if you know when your schools are going back to school, and if they're going live or virtual, and if you know the starting date. So that's your current homework. All right, so I think I should be getting things set here, and I should be live in our Facebook group. All right, so hey guys. So this is Joette with BalloonCoach.com. I am the founder of BalloonCoach.com, and I am the founder of Balloon Coach Community, which is a Facebook group to help balloon professionals from around the world kind of get energized and ignited by each other's success, and to help support each other talking about business as we go through our lives together. So tonight is a free webinar, and what this is about is the Back to School Challenge Kickoff. Over the summer, I did a little bit of a challenge on positive mindset, and people got energized and was active with that, and kind of told me that helped them get off the couch and get moving. And so I decided that I had seen that there's a lot of people that are kind of going through that vacation mindset, or just they're still in that I can't believe this whole social distancing thing is happening mindset. And I decided I want to help those people who have not been fully back to business yet to get into a business mindset. And for those people who have been working crazy hours, I want to help them to go ahead and be ready to take the next step and be prepared for the fall. So we are going to have a back to school challenge kickoff in Balloon Coach Community. And it's going to be where it's interactive over the next week, where I'll be putting up posts, and then you guys will be able to comment and participate. So ABC123, who is ready to get this party started? For those of you who are watching me live, if you're in my Facebook group and you want to be able to interact with me more, you can actually click on the event section in this group and click on the live link to come and hang out in the webinar. And for those of you guys who are here, welcome. I'm going to say hi real quick. And let's see, we have Martha from Louisville, Wendy from Wisconsin, welcome. We've got Lorena from Denver, awesome. Letitia from Delaware. We've got, let's see, Tonya from Maryland, welcome, great. And I know I've got some other people hanging out here on live with me, but they're being shy and not telling me who they are yet. So for those of you who are in the webinar function, just so you know, you can type in your questions throughout the time that I can respond to. And at the end of this free webinar, after I've gone through the information that I want to make sure I get out to you guys, I'm going to do it as a live Q&A to answer some of your guys' questions to help you out right now. So my first question for you guys tonight is, last August and September, who were your clients? So if you don't have a piece of paper yet, go grab one and a pen, because when you guys are on with me, whether it's a paid webinar, free webinar, there's always notes to be taken. So the thing I want you to write down first is, last August and September, who were your clients, okay? And I want you to think about that, because yes, we're in the midst of a social distancing situation, but you know, those people are still around. So I want you to start thinking about them in your head, all right? And FYI, for anybody who doesn't know, this is one of my favorite books in the world, the ABC Balloon Book. And Stephen Mayhew is the marketing person for LA Balloons in California. He was one of my tour stops last summer when I taught on the road to the West Coast and back from Florida to 9 different states. It was a blast. And he is just this amazing balloon designer, and everything in that book is made out of balloons. So if you guys didn't know, I have a YouTube channel. So when you go to ballooncoach.com, off your PC at the top, there's a little icon for YouTube. You can go over to YouTube and you'll actually see a free webinar that Stephen did with me this summer. And from his website, he actually has some downloads that are free coloring sheets and other activities that have to do with his book. So what's super cool is you're thinking about going back to school and you're thinking about possibly talking to people who have elementary school students, you can actually use some of his free downloads to help as something that you would put as a bonus on your social media post, or that you would put in an email to somebody. So I wanted to let you guys know that that's there. And if you haven't done it before, that you go ahead and, yeah, something just went wacky. All right. So wanted to let you know that you can always go ahead and use those for your emails and for your social media. So it's really cool. So that is step one. Is I want you guys, as we're looking at going back to school, I'd ask my people who are on live earlier to tell me, what is your school plan? Are you guys going back live? Are you going back virtual? Is it a mix? And do you know what those start dates are? So let's see, I'm going to look through here what people have found for me. Some people are virtual for 6 weeks starting on 8/28. Some are still in the talks and they don't have a start date yet. We've got virtual on the 31st. So here in Florida, my husband is a middle school teacher and he is set to be going back on, what's the date? I think it's like that last week of August. And what they're doing is they're letting people choose that they can either come back virtually or they can come back in the actual classroom. So right now it looks like my husband will be teaching in a classroom at the end of the month from what we currently have been hearing. So I want you during this back to school challenge to find out what's going on where you live. So for the challenge this week, the way it's working is each day I'll be putting up a post. When I put up that post, you guys can comment in it, tell me what you're doing, and at the end of the week on Sunday, 2 lucky winners will be drawn out of the people who participate to have a virtual prize pack and worth $150. You will get the hot air balloon download of how to make that Linking hot air balloon. You'll get the Chase Bank grand opening download of how to make the Chase Bank and Magic Arch foils. And then you'll get a 1-hour coaching session with me, and that's a $100 value on its own. So $150 value for 2 people who participate in this back to school challenge in Balloon Coach community. So I just love all these fun photos from last year in November in Orlando at our Promotions and Profits Retreat, which this year is now being called Balloon Boss Pro Summit. Sharita is so awesome. She was one of the attendees. She was new to the balloon industry. And the reason I put this picture of Sharita is I want to help motivate you guys that no matter if you're brand new to the business or you've been in the industry for decades, no matter your experience level, you can succeed in this industry when you take some basic information and then go full force forward. And Sharita took all of the knowledge that she gained with us in Orlando, and she has been going gangbusters. She actually landed a contract for 28 schools for graduation at the end of the school year. And she had, I think, 3 events going on all at the same time yesterday. So I want to let you know that there is work out there. You just have to be willing to go for it and keep working until you get the yeses. So I wanted to congratulate Sharita for investing in herself and then just hitting the ground running. So at this time, I want to talk to you about having a balloon boss mindset. So What a balloon boss mindset is that when you're looking at your business, you're not looking at it just as a hobby, like, oh, I want to make something pretty and make people happy, but you're having to look at it through a different lens as a business owner. And as a balloon boss, you want to think about who is currently making money and who is currently spending money. All right, so write that down. Balloon boss mindset, who is making and who is spending money right now. Because here's the thing that happened in the events industry. Many people, when COVID first started and social distancing happened, you know, at that time I was in my storefront for Party People Events, the company that I sold 5 years ago. My dream had finally come true that Party People had opened up a storefront. I was getting to be the manager of that every day, 6 days a week. I was going into the store and hanging out. And we had just had a huge grand opening celebration on March 5th. And then come March 13th, I was no longer at the storefront and I was working from home supporting everybody with Balloon Boss and doing a lot of marketing online for Party People Events. So I understand those people whose dreams have been kind of crushed, where events just canceled off of the calendar. I totally get it because I was there with you. At the same token, as the events industry is like, man, we've lost all of our proms, we've lost graduations at the time, we felt like everything was gone, and that most of our friends in the events industry were feeling the same thing. We thought everybody didn't have money because we always kind of experience life through our own lens. But what happened is people were making money and people are making money. So right now, I want you to write a list and think about who are all the people who are still employed and working strong. Doctors, right? Nurses, people who work at gas stations, people who work at fast food. Now many of the restaurants are open back up. Walmart, grocery stores, Amazon, and the list continues on. I want you to write a list from a balloon boss mindset, thinking about who are all the people where you live and serve. And that might be two different things, right? Where you live might not be the customers you serve. You may be traveling 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour to your target client. But think about the people around you, the companies around you, who is currently working and making money and spending money. And if you guys want to shout out in the text and type it to me, that would be awesome. And let me know who you know is spending money right now. Everybody's being silent. I'd love for you to type in, give me one example of somebody who currently is working and spending money. So it can be in general. It doesn't have to be personally, but like, do you know that people who work at grocery stores still have an income coming in, or doctors, or people who work at a distributor? All right, so moms in the wealthy town who will spend any money to make their kids happy. All right, thanks. That's great. Store owners. Yeah, because store owners are wanting to get the attention of people to say, hey, we're open and we're here for business. All right. So what I want to know is, are you ready to kind of step out of fear, or maybe step out of what you've done in the past to possibly try something new? Are you ready to take steps to make a difference in your business in August and September? Because here is the thing. So many times we try to overcomplicate business. For the events industry and the balloon industry especially, so many of us are gifted, creative people that when we have to focus on business and do some of the things that are routine and that are again and again and again, we sometimes get bored because we want to be creative and fun. And what I have found over the last 17 years being full-time in the balloon industry is my friends in the industry who do 150,000 a year, which is what I used to do when I was home-based, who do 200,000 a year, $300,000 a year, $500,000 a year and more. Those people with those larger numbers of volume, they are not making their lives difficult. They're not double stuffing colors. They're not making distorted faces. They're creating designs that anyone on their staff, including a 16-year-old coming home from high school, to a college student, to an at-home mom, anyone can create the designs, classic designs and bouquets from their business to generate income, okay? So what I want you guys to think about for a few minutes is I'm going to be quiet for 2 minutes, which I know for most of you who know me, that's hard, but I'm going to set the timer on my phone. But what I want you to do for the next 2 minutes is I want you to write down a specific person, company that you've worked with in the past in August and September. So that's going to be the first minute, right? Write down anybody that you can think of off the top of your head that's always been a client of yours in August and September. And then I want you to kind of think outside that box and who are other people who could possibly need balloons currently. So I'm going to be quiet so that you can write those down. And for those of you who are joining me live right now, you can type it into the chat if you want to share some of those ideas with people. And if you want to share it with everybody, you can push the button that says all panelists and attendees. All right, so what we're doing is we've got 1 more minute, and I want you to write down anybody that you've worked with in the past in August or September, and then anyone you think who could use your balloons currently. We're just brainstorming, and if you want to share those ideas, type them into the chat. All right. So what do you guys got for me? I am seeing that convalescent homes and hospitals are asking for decor to show their appreciation for their essential workers. Yes, there are so many people who've been working crazy hours and over again in the midst of this situation, and employers want to make those employees feel special. So I used to work in different companies where we would go into their warehouses, and for their employee appreciation, just put topiary balls hanging from the ceiling in the break rooms, or put other fun balloon decor in the hallways or a greeter when people were coming into work. So that's something that you can easily do. I love it. Let's see. I'm new to this town and starting to get contacts now. Yeah. So one of the great ways to get contacts is create something fun with balloons, from a smiley face with a couple of quads under it, to just a simple 2 quads and an 11-inch balloon, and then your business card. Take it into people, and if you get the smiley face latex or the smiley face foil, you're bringing smiles to people in the midst of a crazy stressful time. Everybody wants a smile. So Think about the things that you have in stock that you can use to cheer someone's day very simply. Grocery stores and store openings, again, can use balloons. Exactly. Upcoming birthdays. Yes, great answers. So here's the thing, guys. Whether we're in the midst of a pandemic or social distancing or not, people still need what we have. Okay, so I want to make sure that you remember to always have that balloon boss mindset, that there is always someone out there that can use our services, and that sometimes we just have to pivot a little bit and change who we're serving. Because for us, Party People Events, we're the company that does some of the largest events here in Central Florida. When huge conventions come into Orlando, we're the ones that go there and put 8 huge 30-foot clouds from the ceiling 3 stories in the air. You know, and we were working 2 crews overnight, 10-hour shifts to pull that off. We are the ones that go out and do the fun runs and work on proms and homecomings and graduations, all that stuff. So when some of that dynamic changed, it was a little crazy. But you know what? 24/7, people are getting married, people are having babies, and people are having birthdays. It happens every single day of the year that those things happen. So look at your market and figure out where those people are. And then there are always going to be businesses in business that have employees that need to be appreciated. So think about how you can get in with those people to do employee appreciation. All right. So I want to throw a couple of little tips out there as we get into our back to school mindset. I'd like you to type into the chat right now, what type of vehicle do you have? So I want you to type into the chat what type of vehicle you currently have that you're using to deliver your balloons with. When I first started in the industry, I had a little minivan and I had a 4-year-old daughter. So she would get stuffed in the back of the minivan and balloons would be all around her. And, you know, I would get to an event and I'd have to pull out, you know, the balloons to be able to get to her. And then over time, I had a 10-foot trailer at first that I pulled with that. And then this was actually a used shuttle bus for airline pilots at the Orlando airport to go to and from the airport to the hotels. And so it was put in as a trade. And what was really cool is I left the front bench seat in so I could have 3 people on the bench plus the driver and another person. So 5-person crew could ride in this, and I could still put about 20 3-foot balloons in the back or put 8-foot sections of columns, which was awesome. And then over time, I had this 12-foot trailer. And it was wonderful because I could pull up the trailer and the van to the backyard. So I had this 600-square-foot warehouse that we built in my backyard. So that's now the Balloon Coach warehouse where people come here for training one-on-one with me, or sometimes I have a small group of people. And this is my backyard. All right. And then Belinda Barrier is one of my friends in Jacksonville, Florida, and I love this high top van that she has with all of her wonderful logo. And now her second building over here, she has all logoed up with the pink door, and it matches her van, which is super, super fun. So I was waiting for people to answer what they've got. And so we've got people with a Kia Sorento, a Toyota Camry, and her sister's SUV. Debbie's got a large SUV. Shauna has a ProMaster 2500, awesome. A mid-size 4-door car or a hatchback small car is what Letitia's working with. So you just got to get creative and stuffing those balloons in there. Lorena has an Econoline E250 van and a 10-foot bed. Awesome. And then an Odyssey van, a Nissan hatchback, a small van, 2 Toyota Sienna minivans. All right. So here's the thing. Why I ask you these questions is as you are building your business, one of the things that you want to put on your wish list is over time you have a vehicle that can put a lot of balloons in it, because the more that you can do ahead of time and stuff into a vehicle, the more efficient you can be with your deliveries. And then you can actually put multiple things sometimes in a vehicle. But the bottom line is to know what your limitations are currently. If you have a smaller vehicle, then that's going to determine what you're currently selling that's going to need to be a delivery item. So if you are currently working from a small hatchback, then you're not going to probably want to be selling 10-foot tall columns because you may not have a way to transport that 10-foot pole. Okay, so you want to make sure that as you're building your business, think about what the vehicle is that you have, or if you're going to have to rent a van from U-Haul or something like that, you want to make sure that you're putting in that extra charge for that overhead to do that. So as you're building your ideas for back to school and what you're selling, think about the vehicle that you have to transport it so that you're selling things appropriately. Food for thought. So be safe and be kind. As we go back to school, please remember to be kind. It's going to get a little stressful, a little bit crazy. I want to know is how many people who are on with me live tonight offer services in addition to balloons. So how many people here, and if you do offer other services, I want you to type them in. Like, yes, you say yard cards, or say fabric decor, or say candy table, feathers, flowers, whatever. It's fine to totally be 100% balloons. Some of my friends in the industry who do the most amount of sales, 500,000 or over $1 million, they strictly do balloons. Balloons every day in Dallas, Texas. David and Amanda Mahoney, they are just balloons, and they are super happy about that. With us, Party People Events, many years ago, my clients started asking for fabric draping. So I actually shot videos on how to do fabric draping and storing it. And I love doing the fabric canopies. I like to do fabric backdrops. And we also have a wide range of just straight up pipe and drape, so that for our gymnasiums, for our high schools and colleges, we can go in and put up a bunch of pipe and drape to hide the bleachers and then use our up lighting. So for us with Party People here in Central Florida, we do the balloons, but then we also have the fabric decor, and then Jonathan fell in love with lighting, so we have up lights and some other lighting from the ceiling, and our neon lighting, and then we have a hot air balloon that we rent. It's a vintage basket, and then Jonathan and the crew made some really pretty hedge walls, and now they've got a couple of those little sparkle shimmer walls. I'm not saying that you have to go in and diversify and doing other things, but I want you to be aware about what you do. So we've got people on. Debbie is a florist, draping and balloons. Shauna does costume characters. Tanya does event draping. So that's great. So I want to just say, look at what you have right now. And if you're having a struggle with balloon decor and you feel like you need to add something else, we did a free webinar that's on my YouTube channel about how to do yard art. And Jen Mikos, who's been doing Fun by the Yard for about 10 years, shared a lot of her insights. And then Belinda Berry with I Heart Balloons as one of my instructors for Balloon Boss Pro Summit coming up in November. And at iheartballoons.com, you can actually order these happy birthday balloon packs that look like actual balloon letters. Now, they're not balloon letters, they're chloroplast, but I think they're so cute and fun. And so I loved going to her shop this summer while I was on vacation and just seeing how cool these cutout balloon letters are. So if that's something that you would like to add to your repertoire, it's something you can, but please know, I'm not saying you have to. I just know a lot of people who put in the black letters and then the accented fun things around it is a great thing to be able to go back to school for those people who want those pictures, maybe other kids who aren't actually physically getting to go back to school, right? To be able to put back to school in their front yard, or first day of kindergarten, first grade, whatever, and they're doing it virtually. People may be wanting to make that moment more special than ever. So I wanted to show you one more thing on that. So instead of like be safe, be kind, you can be like back to school, first day of school, to make things special, or you can create that out of balloon decor, right? So one of the things throughout this whole back to school time is I want to talk to you a little bit about positive thinking. The benefits of positive thinking is it keeps the stress at bay. Positivity helps you in exploring many possibilities, and it keeps your stress away from you. You live a happy and healthy life. You can avoid many mental and physical diseases with the help of positivity. It boosts your confidence and self-esteem. Half the battle is won if you're confident of your abilities. Positive attitude promotes confidence and the ability to try new things. It helps you make good decisions. Positivity allows you to think with an open mind to lead to making good decisions. It leads to success. Positive thinking helps you discover and create new skills. It keeps you motivated to overcome obstacles. So I encourage you to surround yourself with positive people. And that's one of the reasons I have Balloon Coach Community. And then I have my Balloon Boss Mastermind Facebook group for the people who've invested in group coaching with me. It's so exciting for me when people share their successes or share their struggles, and other people are like, yes, I've gone through that too. It helps motivate and encourage people to stay on the same path to success. So during this time, when things look a little bit different than they have in the past, I encourage you to wake up every morning with a positive thought and think about something that you're going to achieve for the day so that you continue on focusing on bringing those good things to you. So what I want you guys to do now is I want you to think about, who did you sell to in the last month? In the last month, who did you sell to? Was it for baby showers? Was it birthdays? Did you do some weddings? With Party People events, we actually just did, when I say we, I mean the team. All I do is put the pictures up on social media. But they were just on a nice size boat the other day, putting up organics and then some helium balloons and number 6 mosaic for some twins who are having their 6th birthday. And we've been doing their family birthdays for years here in Tampa. We have done some baby showers recently where we did the Oh Baby in vinyl on the big 3-foot. They did several organics. We just had a bunch of graduations 2 weeks ago here in Central Florida, and so doing those graduation parties. So as you think about what you've done in the last month, what did you like and what didn't you like? If you're one of those people that have been a part of the yard art craze, but you're really frustrated with your balloons popping, or you're not enjoying being out in the heat, or you're having other issues while you're doing deliveries, well, think about, what is it that you like about it? Like, is it bringing in the money you need? And if it's not, then think about, how can you adjust your prices or adjust your offerings to make it more profitable for you? I am reading Debbie's that she did drive-by birthdays for Mother's and Father's Days and graduations and prom, and they were all outside. And yeah, balloons can work outdoors. We just have to let our clients know what to expect, like to let them know that balloons get a lovely velvet sheen when exposed to sun, heat, weather, and temperature changes, and that balloons can pop. Just so that they know up front that, yes, we'll be glad to make those balloons for your drive-by party. We just need to install them as close to the party as possible. And then, hey, let's make some pretty other things for you that you can take inside the house that will last a little bit longer and still look fun and festive, and maybe can be put up by the windows. So the bottom line is when you're doing those decor deliveries to people's homes, is just to give them the information up front so they know what to expect. And then looking at your vehicle, start planning out what it is that you want to offer to them that can be high profit for you. So on your piece of paper, those of you watching the replay later and those who are on right now, I want you to write down who you sold to in the last month, what you like and what you didn't like, so that you can help in making an informed decision on who you're going to market to next. Because sometimes we find out that there's certain clients that we just don't enjoy working with, or we learn from our experiences and we can write a new policy of how we're going to handle a situation in the future. All right. So this is a baby reveal I did years ago. The picture on the left of the pink and blue flowers together is a photo that has been shared around the world numerous times on blogs. Unfortunately, this is back in the day before I ever watermarked. And so I did not get credit for these photos, and actually several other people put their watermarks on the photo and got the credit for it in the blogs, which was really interesting. And it's a very unique house and wallpaper, so it really stood out that you could tell it wasn't like, you know, just some generic home. But they had ordered 4 of these, 2 in the pink and 2 in the blue. And this was the first job that I did for this client at their lovely estate. And I got this job through a florist. So the reason I put this up here is I want to remind you guys that when you're delivering decor for a baby shower or baby reveal, it doesn't have to be just one bouquet. They may have a large space that they're wanting to decorate and have multiple things in the area. So always ask questions and don't limit things. Just because you hear it's a baby shower, don't think, oh, that just means one bouquet of balloons. It could be an over-the-top baby shower with organic designs, balloons indoors and balloons outdoors, specialty items where they want things to pop to see who a baby is, a boy or a girl. So always suggest things to your client and think big or bigger than just one bouquet. This was for that exact same client later on doing a fundraiser for the governor for the state of Florida because they have a lovely estate to host everyone. And we did these pool decor floats, the balloons out on the veranda. Then there were also some columns when people first walked into the house. And we also did a large 20-foot magic arch design outside also for our photo op area. So right now, with all the politics going on, people are going to be doing some fundraisers. People are going to be doing some other announcements and things where it might look a little bit different than it has in the past. But red, white, and blue patriotic decor is probably going to be needed by several different campaigns going through political things. Or I know somebody else put it up in the group where they had done like a banner for the client and then used their colors, and I think it was like a yellow and blue design. So reach out to the people who are in politics and are getting ready to be elected. They are going to be doing things to draw attention for people. So I think this is a pretty cool quote. You must do the thing you think you cannot do. Let's say that one more time. You must do the thing you think you cannot do. Many times what I find with my coaching clients, with my friends in the industry, with friends in business in general, is sometimes we just get to a point where we're mentally stuck. And that we often will put this negative conversation and story in our head and we'll say, I can't do that. There's nobody where I live that will pay this amount for balloons. And another quote that I absolutely love is, if you think you can or think you can't, you're right. One more time. If you think you can or think you can't, you're right. And so I encourage you every day when you wake up in the morning is to wake up doing something that makes you feel good, whether it's reading a book, whether it's listening to music, whether it's going for a walk outside, going to the gym, just sitting down and having a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. What I've been reading most lately from all my friends who are super motivated SEOs, that the thing, if you're into health and fitness, is to drink a hot cup of 8 ounces of water with lemon in it in the morning. It's supposed to be really good for your body. I haven't done that yet because I'm a cold water person, but I'm going to give it a try. So do some type of routine in the morning that makes you happy. If you've got kids, then just wake up 15 minutes earlier than them, if at all humanly possible, or sneak some time in the evening to have some positive time. But each day, set up a time so that you can be involved with something that's positive and uplifts you, that allows you to be motivated and feel like, yes, I can conquer this. No matter what the obstacles and challenges are where I live and with my business right now, I can come up with a solution to be able to earn money with balloons. Because here's what's happened, guys. I have friends in the industry and coaching clients who have tripled their sales from last year to this year for the last couple of months. I have other alumni who on their own have done over $50,000 in sales since COVID started. And that's more than they had done in the past in an entire year. So even though it seems daunting and overwhelming and like a ton of work, because I do watch my friends who are doing a ton of yard designs and they're out working hours longer than they have in the past doing all of those deliveries and putting more miles on their vehicle. The thing is they've still got the money coming in. So it's that whole, if there's a will, there's a way. And I want to just encourage you to keep moving forward. Look at what other people are doing and just do what they're doing. Don't overcomplicate it and make it too tough. So here's what's going to happen. Over the next week, I'm going to go live every day with a tip or a hint. Today with the back to school challenge, I just wanted to give you that thought to think outside of the box and inside the box, redo what you've done in the past. But as we move forward, if you need extra help and you want the scripts on how to talk to people on the phone and how to set up your systems online, and you want to know that there's pictures already available that you can use for your social media, I encourage you to come and join our 90-day challenge that's coming up for my Balloon Boss Mastermind program. It's a $297 a month value program that I do for just $97, and right now until August 3rd, your first month can be just $47. The thing is, that will never be offered again because I know the value of my program, but I wanted to help people out that want to kick the tires and have kind of been hurt by COVID right now to go, okay, 50 bucks off, $47 for the first month. You have immediate access to $4,000 of online training and videos. So if you want to know how to make the yard art, how to make the base plates, how to create outdoor decor, that information's there. Want to know about how to do pool decor, that information's there. Happen to have somebody who wants a balloon drop, that information's there. So you can go to ballooncoach.com and grab into that. But what I want you guys to think about as we start the back to school challenge is I want you tonight to write that list that we talked about earlier. Who did you serve last August and September? Who can you serve this year? And make that list expanded. And then tomorrow in Balloon Coach Community, there'll be a post up on Monday morning with Monday Motivation, and it's going to be who can you reach out to and sell to? And I want you to share one of those ideas to help motivate and inspire other people to start working on their list of who they're going to reach out to. Throughout this week, different days, I will talk about different things, from how to make some designs that you can use in marketing, to how to approach people that you can network with, to how to make sure that you're pricing for profit. So each day, come hang out with us. We're going to go live, and each day I'll put it in events so that you can see those pictures. In just a few minutes, we're going to open this up for live Q&A for you to ask me anything you want. So I want to introduce you to Ann Neal, and her quote to me was, "Joining the Balloon Boss Mastermind is by far the best investment I've made in my new business. It has given me the tools and confidence to succeed. My company has grown since joining the group 3 weeks ago. I'm so excited to see what the future holds." The bottom line is in my program, I give you guys the words to use. I share with you exactly what I did to grow my business to $150,000 a year in sales. And then I share behind the scenes of how our company in Orlando grew to over $500,000 a year in sales by having a team of people to help you grow your thriving balloon business. So one of the little tidbit I want to talk to you about when I talk about being a boss is right now, if you're one of those people who've been in the industry for a while and you're overwhelmed, you can't keep up with all the phone calls, because one of the things is right now that's a real problem in our industry is if you're doing smaller events. So let's say you used to average doing $1,000 events. And now instead of doing $1,000 events, you're doing $500 to $100 events. That's more people to talk to, more invoices to send, more things to track down, and more deliveries than you were doing before. So for the same amount of money, you're having to do a little bit more work. So by automating what you do and by writing down systems, it helps you to bring other people in to help you with that system over time as you grow and develop. So I encourage those of you who are currently feeling overwhelmed to actually track what you've got going on and what is it that's taking up the most time of your day, and figure out how you can maybe automate some things. And we'll talk more about that later this week. But the bottom line is that as you navigate this journey, all right, know that there's going to be highs and lows, and that's okay. But if you surround yourself by like-minded people who are moving forward with you and supporting you, you're going to be able to move stronger and faster. So if you missed the transformation in the midst of uncertainty, It was an amazing free webinar that Stuart Davies from Wales did with me a couple of weeks ago, and I absolutely adore this man. He was on my dream team last year in Orlando, and he will be on my dream team again this year for Balloon Boss Pro Summit. Due to the current situation, he may not be able to physically travel. He may have to be doing his classes live via the internet. But he put on an amazing free webinar talking about being able to make his own physical transformation and his business transformation in the midst of uncertainty. And he put to practice many of the things that we talked about in Orlando and that we talk about in our Balloon Boss Mastermind program about taking care of yourself and your mental health, and then making a plan, writing it down, and then taking action on those things. And he transformed his building, he transformed his body, he's transformed his thoughts and the system that he's got in his business to be able to continue to move forward. So if you're needing a little extra inspiration and tips, that's a great place to get it. So guys, at this time, what I'm going to do is open it up for a live Q&A for you that are on with me live to ask me questions about anything. So let me go ahead and push a couple of buttons. All right, so what I'm going to do is let you guys type into here what your question is, or if it's something that you need me to open up the microphone, you can say open up my mic and I will open it up so that you can ask me any question you want about the back to school challenge, or about just getting ready and who you're going to be approaching and talking to right now to have more money coming in. So while I wait to see if anybody has any questions, I want to remind you to do some actual Google searches on your computer, all right? Just go to our friend Google and put in, how many people live in my city? And put the name of your city. How many people have a birthday each day? And then think about, are you marketing to birthdays? Are you showing people what you do? Because one of the things that we had to change over this period of time is how our website looks, because most people thought we just did large scale events and they didn't realize that we do private parties. So sometimes you need to look at your marketing materials to see if you are attracting people that are needing your services currently. So be creative and fun with that. Tomorrow I'll be showing a couple of different designs that will help you be fun and creative without having to be over the top. Because I know a lot of people are making some really beautiful twisted designs. Personally, that's not a skill set that I have. So I've always been into more of the classic decor designs. And for those of you who haven't seen it in Balloon Coach Community, in I think it's units 6 and 7, are the free notes from Peggy Williams on how to make the foil wreaths. And think about that for back to school. For the schools that are actually going back to school, they may be really fun to put up in teachers' classrooms. Or the other thing is for the people who are going back to school virtually, wouldn't it be fun to have back to school ABC 1, 2, 3 and a smiley face as a door hanger for people to give to their kids to put at their house? And it may be that they just put it on the inside of the front door, like, hey, welcome to your schoolhouse. Or that they put it on their bedroom door just to be something fun and festive. The kids are not getting to get out and have that socialization. I'm encouraging you, smiles, 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 smiles should be in a ton of your options for balloon deliveries, because right now, in the midst of social distancing, people feel isolated and alone. And from talking to friends who have small children, a lot of the kids think that they're in trouble or they did something wrong because they don't understand why they don't get to go to school with their friends. So if you're in an area that is not going back to school physically and you've got those kids who are really missing those social connections, then hitting up the families, the moms, that, hey, let's make Johnny feel special today. We're going to bring him a special smile, and it's a long-lasting wreath that'll last on the door inside. They can put their little door hook and it'll look amazing. So think outside the box, or maybe you're going to make a little party pal or a little friend that's a smiley guy. That's just a simple set of 5 quads out of 5-inch balloons in the head, or maybe just a link balloon body. Think of those fun things that you can do that bring smile and joy to people outside of birthdays even, you know, because with that whole back to school things, we know that parents love to have those back to school photos. And if we don't have Johnny getting on the school bus this year and instead Johnny's staying at home, then let's come up with a creative thing that we can do at their front yard, on their front door, or within their house for them to get those special photo moments. So we're going to have a contest this week as you come up with those creative ideas that we'll be sharing those designs in our group, a little bit of a sneak peek. So I'm waiting to see if anybody says they've got a question. So if you type in that you've got the question, or if you want me to open up your mic, just let me know and I'll do it. And it can be a question about anything. All right, so of course you guys can stick with the party poles and columns for children's birthdays. And I think some people will still be having graduation parties for the next couple of months, just because some people had those delay situations of seeing family and friends. So don't be surprised if you do get some of those questions. And then the other thing, if you guys have a Cameo silhouette or any other vinyl cutter, go ahead and put that in the chat box for me. Which vinyl cutter you use, and what was the last celebration that you made for it? Like, was it a sweet 16? Was it a first birthday? Was it a congratulations graduate? Was it an anniversary? What was the thing that you used it for? All right, so if you want to do vinyl cutting, it is a nice thing to do without having to always have custom balloons. So let me give you this tip. I'm gonna see what I can show you real quick. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so this magic arch design was done 3.5 weeks ago. I think actually 4 weeks ago now, right? So I did a free webinar on this, so that information is around for you guys. But with these foils, these have lasted for 4 weeks in my house. And I know some people who've had them last 4 weeks outside. So when you've got this vinyl, right, a piece of vinyl that you can put there, you can make an 18-inch round or a 3-foot round or a star or a heart, anything you want to be, rather than having to order the graduation foils, the class of 2020, the sweet 16, all of that. So the nice thing about having a vinyl cutter is that you're able to personalize those. So for those of you who are in my Balloon Boss Mastermind program, one of the units in our mastermind group is on vinyl cutting and how to lay things out, and then using the transfer tapes options and being able to put it on the balloons. So it's not something where I'm saying you have to go out and buy this, but I know that people who are charging appropriately for their time, at least $10, some people $25 or $35 for the customization to add it to the balloons, it allows you to be able to be more versatile, to meet people's special needs and wants without having to get everything. And I know for a while, people are having a hard time getting in the foil letters, the smaller letters like this, like the letter A, I understand is finally back in stock. If you don't have these in stock, you're able to go, oh, I can still spell out Johnny's name. We're just going to do it in vinyl on our solids. So the other part for people to be really profitable during this time is to don't feel like you have to always go out and buy a specially designed for that person who's only spending 50 bucks with you. That time it takes for you to call a distributor, order something for just one balloon, just be real confident with, you know what we offer is blah, whatever it is. I offer 3 foots where I customize a kid's name, or I have the 16-inch letters where you can spell out their name. No, I don't have that super shaped unicorn with the doggy poo on it, but I do have this. It's a rainbow thing. So always feel confident as a business owner to make sure that you're not spending more money on supplies than what that client is paying All right. So as far as having a vinyl cutter, I do know people, it's really helpful for them to be able to do it when you don't have to stock all that other stuff. So it actually helps you save money in the long run as long as you charge enough for it. So some people have the Cricut and other people have the Silhouette by Cameo. Both work well. I know that one, I believe it's the Cricut, actually has it where it is a wireless, so that you don't have to, like you can program it to your phone. So Sarah Meyer was one of my webinar people back in May. She and Chantal shared their tips. And so she was on her phone and then designs it on her phone and then sends it to her cutter from her phone rather than even having to get on her computer and design with, which is nice. So let's see, we've got people who've done a 12th and a 13th birthday for brothers. Another person cut out a logo for her son for the Hamilton because he liked it when that came out. That's awesome. Some folks have the Silhouette, some have the Cameo, drive-by graduation, awesome, awesome. And then a question that came, another person did the Cameo Silhouette for a birthday custom bubbles and graduation bubbles. That's awesome. What is a good marketing strategy to advertise yourself when you don't have clients? All right, so when I first started in the industry, I was new to where I live. I didn't know that many people, so I did some of this stuff through my church, and I would find out like what's their budget, and then I would do a little bit above and beyond what their budget was, but it was still making money, but it wasn't making what I normally would, if that makes sense. And so I made sure that the designs that I wanted people to buy could be seen. And if a friend of mine that I would normally give a gift to for their birthday, instead of giving a gift, I might be gifting them balloons. I also started taking my balloons to different people that I wanted to work with. So bottom line is that you sell what you share. So you need to figure out how do you get your balloons either in the hands of the people you want to work with or in front of their faces. So that's why earlier when I was asking who it is that you want to market to, is you need to write a plan down of who it is that you want to market to and where do they hang out. And then figure out that next step. And we'll be talking about marketing more tomorrow. Great question. All right. Well, guys, we've been together for an hour this evening, and I want to thank you guys so much for those of you who are on live with me tonight. What I hope during this time is that you will dig in and think about who is it that I've worked with in the past and I need to give them a call and check in on, and then who are the people that I haven't worked with yet but I know need my services. Do not limit yourself to just thinking, oh, nobody where I live will pay for balloons. There's somebody who will. You just have to find them and look around and see what businesses are around you that need to either thank their employees or that they need to attract customers, because those are the two main reasons that businesses buy balloons. Businesses buy balloons to either attract new clients or to celebrate their staff or to celebrate and do customer appreciation for their clients too. So when you're talking to your customer, remember, you're not trying to sell a balloon. So this is going to be my last thing for tonight. Remember that when you are talking to your clients, you're not selling a balloon. You're selling an experience, or you're selling something to solve the problem of your client. So a mom is calling you that has a kid who's having a birthday and it doesn't get to be the regular party that they used to have. The thing that you're solving is that you're wanting to help that mom. You're helping that mom make that child feel so, so special. If you're in a situation where a customer is needing to attract their customers, you're not just selling a balloon column, you're selling a wind waver that will give pizzazz to let the passerby know that something exciting is going on and they need to stop. So it's all about your presentation, is to make sure that as you are thinking about the designs and the things that you're making, how is it going to solve a problem for your client? How's it going to be creative and fun? And how is it going to make you money? Always thinking from the Balloon boss mindset that makes sure that you're being profitable. So guys, tomorrow there'll be more information in Balloon Coach Community. When you post in the comments of that, it will help you be in the drawing that we'll be drawing on Sunday for our 2 lucky winners. And the bottom line is, each day, if you move forward and take just one step, you're going to do great. And some days are going to be crazy and busy, and we might not get to things, but then do it the next day. And for those of you who are already a part of my Balloon Boss Mastermind, this is our week of boot camp to get us ready for the 90-day challenge. So remember to go in every day to Balloon Boss Mastermind by 8 a.m. to see what your assignment is for the day. And then any of you in Balloon Coach Community that have not joined my mastermind program yet and you're interested in it, if you have other questions, feel free to put a post up in the group or to send me a private message or email joette@ballooncoach.com, or just go over to ballooncoach.com, give us the $47 and come start hanging out with us so that you can get those scripts and graphics that you can use to sell with. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and as you have other questions, ask them in Balloon Coach Community. I look forward to hanging out with you guys tomorrow for the Back to School Challenge as your brains start thinking and we start sharing other ideas to get creative with our sales for August and September. Take care, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.